Welcome back to another episode of Colton Posey Fishing, and today we're going to talk about bass fishing Wheeler Lake. A month or two ago we had the tournament Wheeler Lake for the ABT. I did not get to go to it just for unforeseeable events. I had to cancel it, but I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I was going to do and how I was going to eliminate water really fast. So stay tuned, it's something you don't want to miss. About what I was going to do to execute my, I guess you would say, plan on Wheeler Lake. One of the first things I was going to do, we were going to launch out of Ingalls Harbor. So if anybody's familiar with Wheeler Lake, Ingalls Harbor, if you're standing on the shore looking straight out at the water, I was going to turn right and go upriver towards Guntersville. So here's one of the things about Guntersville. I was, or going up towards Guntersville, I'm sorry. There's a creek on the right hand side. I'm not going to go into real big detail about it, but y'all can research it. It was the one that one of the Elite Series guys or FLW guys went up there one year and did really well in it. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. I kind of went brain dead on it. But I was going to go up in this creek, and I was going to go back as far as I could in this little nitro and just hit some frog fish and stuff like that. That was my plan. But the more I got to thinking about it, the shad spawn and all that stuff was going on. So I wanted to definitely execute on the shad spawn. So one of the things that I use to execute on the shad spawn, this is a spot sticker spinner bait. And it's a lavender shad color. It's got both silver blades and it's got a little bit of purple flake in it. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. But the setup that I like to use for my spinner baits is a 7-foot medium heavy action rod. It's made by Duckett. It's a triad. It's got the micro guides. And that way I can place this bait wherever I want to. And I'm throwing a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio Daiwa reel. So early in the morning I was going to be throwing that spinner bait and targeting those fish that was on the shad spawn, whether that was up in that creek or whether that was up towards the main river, just wherever I seen the shad spawn. So another thing that I was going to do, there's a lot of brush tops in that creek, and I knew there would be a lot of big largemouth living in that creek and living in those brush tops. I just needed to locate the area that the fish were living in those brush tops. So this is a Rick Clunn Series square bill. This is made by Lucky Strike. I've showed this to y'all before, and what I typically do, I run a size 6 EWG Gamakatsu hooks on there, and what that does, it allows for easier and better hook sets. That way I'm guaranteed to get the fish in the boat. Not all the time, but most of the time. So I run 12-pound fluorocarbon on this. The reason I do that, it's just, it gives the bait a little bit different action with that smaller line diameter. It just seems a lot more natural to me. I just get bit a lot more on it. That's what I feel comfortable using. And obviously I'm throwing a 7-foot medium cranking Duckett Green Ghost rod and a 8 to 1 gear ratio Daiwa reel. The last one that I was going to use, once the shad spawn was basically over with, I knew that I was going to be fishing for the bass that were feeding on bluegill or fish that had calmed down that was in the brush tops and stuff like that for later on in the day when the sun got up. So I use a 7'3" medium heavy Duckett triad for my jig rod. And I throw a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio Daiwa reel. The reason I throw the 7.5 to 1 gear ratio, it just picks up line a lot faster. That time of year, typically the fish are going to hit the jig when it's on bottom or either while it's falling. So the jig that I prefer to use, especially during the summer months and during the post-spawn months, this is a G-Money jig with, it's called the baby bluegill color. It's got a lot of chartreuse in it. This is a living rubber jig. And one thing you notice, it's got the vertical line tie on it. A lot of jigs doesn't do that. And the reason I have the vertical line tie, I can go through grass, wood, rocks, whatever I want to. Now, for a trailer, I use the Strike King Rage Tail. This is the Summer Crawl. And it's real simple. It's basically the same color as the baby bluegill. It's green pumpkin on one side, and then it's got that green on the other side. So that's typically what I throw. So guys, this is what I was going to do at Wheeler Lake, a little summary. I was basically going to go up in a creek, get away from all the boat traffic, get away from all the other anglers, and just go as far as I could and have fun creek fishing. So guys, that's what I was going to do at Wheeler Lake. Don't forget to go down there and subscribe if you think the content that I'm giving you is worth your time, and also hit that like button. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time.